Hello everyone, welcome back to Young Researchers. In today's video, we are going to discuss step-by-step guidance regarding the submission of a review report to journal. If you are serving as a reviewer for a journal and you are worried about how to submit the recommendation for a paper to journal site, then this video will help you a lot in submission of your recommendation for the for the paper. So let's start. Okay, so first of all, whenever you receive an invitation from the journal, you have to accept the invitation for reviewing the paper. Once you accept the invitation, they send you some login details that you need to add to the journal site while going for the submission of recommendation. So once you log in, this kind of site will appear to you, and here your user id or email address or the name that you used for registering the journal site will appear, and here it is there are many options that the editor will ask you to submit, review and submit your comments in this section. So first of all, here you can see the option of recommendation. When you click on this, many different options are available. If you really think that the paper is good enough for publication, then you can click on the accept option, and if you want to reject the paper, you can simply click on reject. And if there are minor comments to address for final publication, you can click on minor revision. And if you really think that paper is good but it needs major improvement, then you can click on major comments or revision. Okay, so it's depend upon the quality and quality of the work and your expertise in that area. Okay, after that, here you can see an option of overall manuscript rating. So they have listed a range 1 to 100. So the range or the number close to 100 means the paper is really good. If the paper is good or it needs a major revision, then you can select the number 80, or you can simply you can also select from a top down menu, but it will take a long of time. You can simply write here as 80 or 90. And if you want that the paper can be accepted in its current form, you can simply write here as 100. So it is really an ideal case that the paper is really accepted for publication during the first round. So every paper needs to undergo the revision process before its final publication, because it needs some improvement, either major or minor. So it depends upon the quality of work. Okay, so moving towards the next, here you have to select your recommendation and the manuscript rating. Okay, so I will select here as 18. You can also suggest my name as a reviewer while you are submitting your paper. So I will provide my email id and a full name and affiliation in the description below. So that's an honor to work as a reviewer for good journals. And for that, while you are submitting your review, be realistic, and you have to, like, it's like an agreement that you are doing with the journal, and you are responsible for that project. If you have any conflict of interest, then you can contact the editor directly and state that you are not going to review the paper because of this issue. But if you are reviewing the paper, make sure you will make the comments as truthful as you can. So it's like honesty, and it's more and less like the duty or responsibility, your responsibility to address or suggest some corrections to the authors. Okay, so moving towards the next, here it is asking either your review report is complete or not. If your review report is complete, then you can click on yes. And after that, I am ready to transfer my review report to editor. If you are not ready now, you can click on no, but if you are ready to send the recommendation to editor, you can click on yes. And in the third option, it is asking if the paper is rejected by the editor. If you submit your comments like minor comments or major comments, and you are saying that after these suggestions If these suggestions are fully addressed, paper can be accepted for publication. But if editor think that the corrections are too many to address, and if editor reject that paper, then they are asking if the authors decide to transfer their work to some other journal, because every time whenever a paper get rejected from a journal, the journal suggests some transfer options, like alternate options for transferring your paper to some other journals. And the support system or support team of the journal recommends some suggestions for the submission of your paper. So the editor here is asking if if the paper is rejected by the editor, then can your review report be transferred to the previous history of this paper or not. Like, it will be open to everyone to read. Like, the if the paper is transferred to second journal but after rejection from this first journal, then your review report will also be transferred to the editor of the second journal. Okay, so in this way the editor of the second journal will first review, first check your review report, and then decide either to send the paper for final review process or not. Okay, so if you are comfortable with your review report, then you can click on yes. If you are not sure either your comments are valid or not, reliable or not according to the scientific criteria, then you can click on no. But I must suggest to click on yes, and I must suggest you to only accept the invitation in which you have expertise to review the paper. Okay, so it would be beneficial for you and for authors as well. Otherwise you will reject the papers and authors will say, oh, we don't know who the reviewers are, they did not check our papers carefully, and so on. So in order to avoid blaming from the author's side, it is better that you must have some expertise in reviewing paper. Okay, so after that there is an option of manuscript rating. So they have listed 3 points, and they are asking that either the highlights are meaningful or not. So they are also clearly mentioned that one means meaningful highlights, 2 means not meaningful, and 3 mean if the authors did not mention highlights in the paper, that is they are not provided. So if they are meaningful, you can click on first option. If they did not mention highlights in the paper, you can click on 3 option. And you can also suggest this to add highlights in the comment section, reviewer comments to author. This is the now this is the main step that you are going to submit your comments to the authors. You can add any comment regarding the paper quality. If the abstract is not written well or conclusion is not up to date according to the key findings of the study, and if the figures lack the clarity, if there is no novelty or aims and objectives in the paper are missing, or if you find some kind of ambiguous result and discussion in the paper, you can add anything that you feel it is incorrectly written or is missing in the paper in the comment section. But be polite and be humble while writing the comments. Okay, you don't need to order the authors that add this or do this. You just need to make your statement as clear as you can, so that they may get the clear idea what you are asking about. For example, if you are saying that for example, in introduction section some lines are not written well, you can mention the section number, like in section 1, introduction of the paper, line number from this to this, like you can say like line number 18 to 17, 18 to 20. These line numbers needs to be modified in in this form, so that it is clear to the authors that at which point and about which lines you are asking to modify. And you can also suggest some improvements, like for example, if there is the title of the paper is too long, then you can suggest your new revised title as well, so that it will make the job of authors easy to revise while revising the main paper file. Okay, so you can add comments to the authors here. And the second one is the comment to the editor. So in some journals there is an option for comments to editor, while in some journals they did not provide any option to editor comments. Editor will check the comments that you have paste it or edit in the author section. So in some journals they simply keep this place blank as well for editor, but in some journals, as you can see in here, they have mentioned some criteria: agree, disagree, strongly agree. So you have to mention these points clearly. For example, in first they are saying to what extent does the article meet this criteria, journal criteria. So if you are agree, and then you need to write in front of this question, or you can also write your answer here, like by typing answer, and then if you agree, then you can write here as agree. So you can write here your answer here, or you can also write your answer here. So after that, if you can find like they are asking about relevant to the journal scope, and they clearly mention above that you need to place an X in the space provided, whatever the option you are going to select. For example, if you are going to select 2 means like it is like 1 to 6 number, 1 being the highest and 6 being the lowest. So if you think that it is satisfactory or okay or moderate, like if the scope of the paper and journal are matched to the moderate level, you can write X after 3. Okay, so if it is satisfactory and okay, you can write X after 0.2. It means second highest. Okay, so first mean the highest one. Okay, after that it is asking clear scientific motivation. You can select any option according to the quality of the work. Information presented in the paper is original or not. If you are satisfactory, paper is novel, or the research work has not been published yet, you can click on yes, or 1 or 2 point or 3 point. Or if it is low quality work, you can also go for 6 option, like you can also write X after 6. So it depends upon the quality of the work. So these are the main questions that they will ask. Okay, so if you have any some additional comments to the editor, then you can write here as well. There is also an option for writing some additional comments here. After that, they are asking ORCID reviewer credit. So every journal that you are going for to review papers for that journal, after completion of review, that review report along with your review comments are automatically added to your ORCID record. That is researcher ID. It's like Web of Science ID, or you can say like it's like an ID for the research academy. So if you have some publications in your research field, you can also create your ORCID. So it will help to boost up your research profile as well. So if you want that this review report or this review record will also appear in your ORCID, you can click on yes, and it is beneficial for you and for your research academy research profile as well. So once you click on yes, and if you think that the review report is not completed yet and you want some more time to want to spend some more time on this review, and you want to save this complete report, you can click here save and submit later. And if you want to take the print of your review report, then you can click on proof and print. When you click on this, you can download the this PDF report as well, and this PDF report you can keep this as a record for your future use. And before submission, I must suggest to download the PDF form of your review report, so it will you can keep this as a record. Okay, so once you are done with all these steps, once you have downloaded the PDF as well, you can click on proceed.